Okay, I am here today joined by Stephen Clancy Simmons, 5-0 amateur out of Scotland, one of the top amateurs out of Scotland, and he is back. Progress Czech Fighting Championship, just under a month from now, 21st of September, in Farnworth, taking on fellow undefeated prospect in Manchester top teams, Mohammed Ben Rahuma. Stephen, how are you doing today?
Good, mate. I'm feeling good, yeah.
Good, good. I see we've got a guest with us as well. Who have we got with us?
We've got my wee Rottweiler's this.
Nice.
He's only 17 weeks old. He's just a puppy. But he's in with me the day I'm looking after him, so
Yeah. Obviously, straight into it, big fight next month. How has the preparation been going for this one?
this is honestly like the best camp I think I've had for any fight. I feel amazing. I'm growing so much as well now. So like my strength and conditioning, all my numbers are like shooting through the roof while I'm like cutting weight. So yeah, I'm feeling amazing. Like my cardio's through the roof, everything. Like we're going well this one.
Now, that's one of the questions I wanted to come on to because obviously you're an amateur fighter where development is so crucial. That's like the focus. You're not getting paid. We're coming. I want to talk about that in a second, but obviously the priority there is just to develop yourself as a fighter, get those reps in. Last time we saw you was in June. Where has that development been since then? You mentioned the strength and conditioning there, but what's going to be different about the Stephen Clancy Simmons that steps into the cage next month from the guy back in June?
Honestly, everything. I'm not the same. I'm not the same person or fighter that I was my last fight or the fight
Mm.
before or the fight before that. Like I watch back my last fight and I'll cringe at parts that I know that I'm so much different from now. Every fight I improve like so much. That's why I'm so hard to kind of prepare for because what you seen last fight's not what I'm going to come in and do in this fight. Everything's different. We're always evolving in higher level, like in the gym. It's never like a certain thing. Like we're always changing.
Yeah, obviously, you mentioned higher level there. Training with some of the best names in Scotland, the likes of Paul Craig, Mark Ewan. They're in that room. No pun intended. How important is it for you to have such a high level team around you at this stage of your career?
That it's amazing, man. Like waking up every day, going to the gym, and seeing like all the same guys that are doing so well. It is like a proper confidence boost, and it shows me like what I should be doing as well, like keeping on top of myself. Like I've got my big brother Sean, he's in Cage Warriors now, but like every day when I'm in the car with him, like we spend so much time together, and I can see what he's doing, and use that and put that into my lifestyle. So I live like a professional fighter, and I'll like watch what all these boys are doing and copy it. So it's really good to have so many people that are doing really well in the sport around and feed off their energy and stuff like that. All the sessions are it's such a good vibe, man. Like everyone's just in there and they're putting 100%. Like none of our sessions are like no one's putting not a lot of work in. Everyone is doing it to their maximum. Like after sessions, we're all like lying there, absolutely done in, like because we're putting the work in.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned Sean there, huge opportunity for him coming up. I think he's just had a opponent change, right?
Yeah, he's fighting. I think it's a guy from Israel.
Yeah, Aronov, yeah. When you see the opportunity that he has, that's gotta be motivating for you as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's actually really cool, man. It's cool.
yeah. Um, Mohammed Ben Rahuma, the opponent, is he a guy you've been able to find much about? And what do you know? Obviously, he's a guy
Well,
from another top team, like Manchester top team, another really strong camp. What do you know
yeah,
about him? What have you found?
you know what? He's good, man. He's good. Like everyone I'm going to fight from now on, like
Yeah.
everyone that I have fought, they're all good. Like, and I'm excited. I don't want easy fights. I want hard fights, man. I think he'll be there. He'll be there to scrap and stuff like that. He's a game boy. Like he's a lot older than me, stuff like that. Um, I think he obviously likes to kick and stuff. He's a southpaw. But it's amateur, so he's 2-0. Like his next fight, I don't think he's going to be the same person that he was in his last
Yeah.
fight. So I'm not paying attention too much on what he's doing. I'm just paying more attention on to what I'm doing. Like I'm not thinking too much. I'm just going to go in there and do my thing, like and adapt it in the fight as take it how it comes.
Yeah, especially when you say how different you are from your last fight, you kind of got to assume that a lot of the other guys are going to be the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. Amateur, everyone's changing, man. Like amateur fights, like when it gets to pro, you can start kind of coming up with game plans and stuff like that. But like, so amateurs where you improve and fix holes in your game and stuff like that. So I'm I'm just ready to go in there and do what I do, not do what he does. It's going to be my fight, not no one else's fight. So I'm not kind of focusing on what he's up to, man.
Yeah. Obviously, 5-0 as an amateur. You obviously say that it's only good guys from here. But that's a time where a lot of guys probably start having that conversation about making that next step. Is that something that's on your mind at this point? And if so, do you have that kind of plan in the back of your mind, like when you want to make that jump?
To pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a plan set, but I want to be like I don't want to just be the best regional guy. I don't want to just be the number one ranked amateur in the United Kingdom. I want to be like number one in the Europe, number one in the world. I want to have that status, and then go pro. But I want to go pro when so I turn 18 in November. This November coming.
Yeah.
I'll still be fighting. Hopefully, I'll be at 8-0 by the end of the year. I will be 8-0 by the end of the year because I'm fighting this one. Then hopefully get a fight in October, then December, and then we've still got plenty of time before I'm turning 19 next year. But just I think I want to have my first pro fight when I turn 19 next November, so it's like I want to have a fight just before I turn 19 at pro, and then have my first pro fight at 18, just and then turn 19 and then take it from there, man.
Yeah, you obviously when you talk about wanting to prove yourself as the best amateur in the world, it feels like sort of the biggest competition in that regard is IMAF. Have you
Yeah,
considered Four Nations, IMAF, that route?
yeah. I want to get involved in them tournaments.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's just Scotland's not got any teams or no one's really like there was no Scottish team for the IMAF there. There wasn't.
Mm.
So it's hard for a lot of Scottish like amateurs because there's no one's like doing. I can't just go and start my own team Scotland like
Yeah.
that. It's annoying for people like me because that I could definitely go on and show the world what I'm all about on that platform, and that's something I'm going to do next year. Because I've seen a lot of the boys fighting on it, and I was like, I want to be there and do that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Because I've done things like that in Thai boxing. Like I went and done the WBC World Youth Games
Mm-hmm.
for Thai boxing, and I won gold at that. Like I showed like people in Thai boxing what I was about, and I was learning the rule set in that fight camp. Like I'm just different. Like so when I go into these IMAF things, there's no doubt I'm going to go there win, but I'm going to go there and show people what like this kid's like about it.
Yeah, because obviously life as an amateur fighter, it's not an easy life, is it? Obviously you're in the gym, but then you're not getting paid to fight. How are you kind of making ends meet in a time when you're fighting for reps, not money?
Yeah, I've got a few. I'm fortunate to have a few very very good sponsors,
Yeah.
that are keeping me going and stuff like that. And then when I'm fight, I can shift quite a lot of tickets, man. Like
Mm.
all my fights, I've got like minibuses of people and stuff like that coming. So each fight, I can make a decent amount of money off each fight. But I just like my family, like they understand how much I love this, and they want me to succeed just as much as I want to succeed. So they're very, very for me in that sense. Like, they understand what I want to do and where I want to go, so they help a lot, man.
Perfect. We have a quick fire segment, so I'm just going to ask you some quick fire questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Favorite food?
Favorite food, pizza.
Yeah, that's a very common answer, by the way. Favorite drink?
Oh, favorite drink. Look, is it sport?
Favorite breakfast cereal, or what's your go-to breakfast?
Oh, breakfast cereal. Crave. Chocolate Crave is my go-to breakfast cereal.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, you've caught me there. What's my favorite movie? We'll say 300.
Yeah. Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. Probably I'm in the middle of watching Snowfall. That's good. That's really good.
Favorite musician?
Favorite musician. Right now it's King Von.
Favorite sport other than MMA?
Can I say boxing?
Yeah, sure.
Boxing.
Favorite fight?
Favorite fight that I've had or that I've watched?
You can go both. You can go both.
Favorite fight that I've had was probably my fight against Yaya Manziel. That was a good fight, man. That was crazy. And my favorite fight I've watched was probably John Jones, Daniel Cormier too. I remember watching that when I was a young boy. That was cool, man.
Favorite fighter?
Favorite fighter, John Jones.
Favorite submission to practice?
Favorite mission to practice, probably around naked choke, man.
Funniest person you've met in MMA?
He's not an MMA fighter, he's a Thai fighter, but Martin McCrone, he's one of the funniest people I've met. Uh, who else is really funny, man? Yeah, I'm sticking with Martin, man. He's a funny guy.
And the best piece of advice you've been given?
Best piece of advice I've been given. Oh, I don't know, man. Don't know.
All right, that's all right.
It's
That's it for the quick fight. Yeah, thanks for taking the time. Progress Check Fighting Championship is where you can see Stephen next. 21st of September in Farnworth. Best of luck. Just before you get out of here, feel free to shout out your sponsors and where people can follow you to keep up with the journey.
Yeah, obviously shout out all my sponsors, man. Like, I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing right now if it wasn't for them. Shout out to all my friends and my family and stuff like that as well. Like, they help me so much to kind of keep the mentality I've got and keep me training all the time. And then what else are you saying?
Social media, where people can kind of keep up with your journey.
Yeah, keep up with my Instagram. That's where I'm most active is Instagram. It's Stephen CS underscore dot HL.
And that is the inferior spelling of Stephen with a PH. V Stevens all the way.
No,
No,
PH is the way to go.
V is the correct spelling. I'm not having that. Thanks for taking the time, man. Best of luck.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you.
Thanks.